All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Working Crass Podcast. This is Lauren.
Hello.
And I'm Joshua. Hello. And today we are sorry that we missed our podcast last week. If you missed us, if you're one of our 2 to 3 listeners, we were away because of this bitch who broke her foot. Well, broke her toe, but I mean, you fractured your toe.
Yeah,
and
I did.
I'm putting the picture up here for everyone to see your boot. Since you're sitting here, you won't be able to see it. But
yes, if you're listening and not watching,
head to YouTube.
I am in a full boot for a broken pinky toe.
Broken pinky toe, and you might ask, like, how'd you break your toe, Lauren? Were you out playing soccer? Were you on a run? Were you roughhousing? Were you exercising at the gym? Were you on the treadmill and you fell off? Nope, none of those things.
Yeah, it's even cooler.
Yeah, you were walking around the apartment.
Even cooler, even more intense. I caught my toe on a stack of books. See, this is proof that knowledge can hurt.
Yeah, books.
That knowledge is powerful.
Yeah, or a lack of knowledge will cause you to break your toe.
No, I think that's a lack of depth perception.
Yeah. But, it can happen to anyone, You're just walking around the apartment and you break your toe. It's one thing to, like, stub your toe. Everyone walks around the apartment and, stubs their toe on something. That's pretty normal.
Hey.
But, to stub it so hard that you fracture, a complete break. You've broken your toe. It'll take 4 to 6 weeks to heal.
Yep. And they were going to give me, like, a smaller, like, surgical shoe that would be, like, easier to move around in.
They don't have them in baby mouse size.
Yeah, they don't have them in teeny tiny human size.
They don't make them in Jew rat size.
I asked, but they said they had none in stock.
We don't have any of the Jew rat boots.
So they're like, well, we'll put you in a full boot.
Yep. And it fits her. She's just complaining because it's too big, but it fits her.
It's still.
If you look at the picture, it looks like anybody else's boot when they break their foot.
But it is a size too big.
And the size is small.
I do have abnormally small feet. Did I ever, speaking of feet, did I ever tell you about that? I did a sketch show, and when I was done and I had come around to the front to the bar to, like, hang out with the rest of the castmates, this lady from the audience, like, waited for me to come out and came up to me and goes, I've been thinking about this since I saw you on stage, and I just have to know, how small are your feet? I couldn't take my eyes off them.
Those are the tiniest feet. Now, it was a foot job show. You were giving men foot jobs that was your sketch show?
Yes.
So it could just be that all the penises were big.
It was called 6 Men and 2 Feet.
Jesus. Well, we're excited to be back doing a podcast. Maybe we'll have, like, an extra one to make up for it. Maybe we won't, depending on if the one we record after this one sucks or not. But here we go. We got some great stories for you, and this first one comes to us from one of our only fans out there. And
of our only fans.
And that would be Dawn of Comics. So thank you, Dawn of Comics, for bringing this to our attention. I'm surprised we hadn't seen this, and now I see it everywhere, of course, now that you've shown this to us. But the gates are open. Inside Illinois' The Purge Law. Amid fear, 400 criminals will be released in 2023 after the Safety Act ends cash bail. So it's, at the beginning of 2023 in January, it's the Purge here in Chicago, which we're excited about. I said we need to go record out on the balcony so that we can have the live executions out behind us while we do our podcast. You guys can watch people be shot in the face outside of our apartment while we do a podcast. And it'll be great. It'll be fun.
We really think that Working Crass podcast pairs well with the sound of live ammunitions.
Yeah. And we're like, look at this trans teacher. In the background, just look at this. They're teaching kids about non-binary in schools. But, so hundreds of criminals will be released within months after the introduction of Illinois' Safety Act to end cash bail, a local official has claimed. Rumors abounded on TikTok over the law as users sparked fear by comparing it to the horror movie The Purge, which I like that they include like a little link so you can figure out what The Purge is.
So you can go watch it.
Yeah.
So you like get a taste of what you're in store for.
This article brought to you by The Purge. Chicago edition. Don't they have like 8 of those movies now?
I don't know. I think I may have seen the first one. But
they have a bunch of them.
I really don't remember it at all.
When Trump was elected, they did like a Purge, like presidential edition. They really did. There was like an election one where it's all about how now that Trump is in office, we're going to have a purge. And there's already been a lot of articles from like the Chicago publications that are like comparing this to the Purge is not fair. It's not accurate. You know, there's not going to be an increase in crime. We're just releasing all the criminals.
We're just releasing the violent ones.
The idea of the Safety Act is to eliminate cash bail to address the injustice of poor people remaining in jail pre-trial, while those who can afford bail are set free. So the idea is, you know, the only, you know, poor people are the ones that are, you know, sitting there in jail, while rich people who can pay the bail are able to go free, right? So they're getting rid of bail, cash bail.
I do think that, like, the bail system does need some restructuring, because it is a weird thing where there are people who are arrested for either, you know, petty crimes or wrongfully arrested, and the only reason they're stuck in jail is because they can't afford the bail to get out, right? And they're just sitting and waiting around for trial. So I do think it needs some restructuring to help those people, but I think our politicians kind of rush into things and they just start overhauling everything without really thinking through the logistics enough. And so they may have taken this a step too far.
Well, you know, absolutely. Some of the crimes that won't be enough to lock suspects up before trial include violent crimes, burglary, robbery, arson, kidnapping, almost all drug offenses, DUI offenses, even DUI offenses involving a fatality. So, you know, it's just...
I think those are the people you want out on the streets.
Those are the people that you don't want sitting in a jail. You know, these are, you know, it's unfair that they have to sit in a jail. We need people that are committing violent crimes and kidnapping and arson out on the streets to commit those crimes.
I agree.
And here's the thing. Here's the fun thing about that. When they commit those crimes, they get released right away. They have the freedom to commit those crimes again because there's no punishment for them. Isn't that nice?
I think it's really nice. I think it's really unfair to keep a kidnapper locked in jail where there's no children to nap. I think they should be out on the streets where they can do their job.
I know, talking with prosecutors and law enforcement officers, that they're really concerned that the public is going to point the finger at them and say, why aren't you doing more about these offenses? I'm real concerned that if we let all these prisoners out, people are going to blame us. J.B. Pritzker said, transforming the pretrial detention system so low-income people aren't thrown behind bars while only the wealthy walk free, diverting low-level drug crimes into substance treatment programs and reducing excessive stays in prison. So, these are just low-level... It's, you know, that's the thing is, like, we're just diverting low-level drug crimes...
Well,
right?
That all sounds
and
great.
And high-level drug crimes.
That all sounds great at the surface level.
And violent crimes. Yeah.
But then you get into the nitty-gritty, and it's like those other things are now also, like, the net has been widened, so those, you know, other people are also being let out, and it seems to be not well thought out. Although, you know, Lori Lightfoot, she's a badass boss. She'll go out there and wrestle down these kidnappers and arsonists, and she'll fight them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Lori Lightfoot will go fight them.
In Chicago, we call Lori Lightfoot the Mass Crusader. She goes down the street and she tackles those criminals. You just have to say her name 3 times, and then she appears.
Yeah, she just pulls out her ray gun and obliterates them. Her alien ray gun. Her disintegration ray. So yeah, I'm excited about this. This is fun. It'll be nice to live in the Purge. I've always wanted to live in a horror movie. And, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to go out into the streets and be in danger immediately. I like that I walk to work every morning. And the thing that's missing is criminals. I like to walk to work here in Chicago and look up at the beautiful skyscrapers. And, there's a lot of scenic parks.
Yeah.
And the only thing missing is arson.
Yeah.
Kidnapping.
Yeah.
Kidnappers.
If you want a great walk to work, you got to keep one eye on the skyscrapers and one eye looking over your shoulder.
No, here's the thing is I don't even want you to leave the house because kidnappers are set free and you look like a child.
Yeah.
Like you're older than me, but you literally look like a little kid.
Yeah, that could be a problem for me because from, at certain angles, I do look like a 14, 13-year-old.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
the size of one.
Yes.
So
even though you're 31 years old, you look like you're still in high school, maybe middle school. And that you're just an easy target for kidnappers because you only have one working foot.
Yeah, and I'm made of paper. Yeah. So
you can't really run with that boot.
No.
But yeah, so if we don't have a podcast, after January 2023, you know what happened to us.
Lauren got kidnapped.
No, I'll still do the podcast if you get kidnapped. It'll just be the Joshua show. Cool. So we saw this TikTok recently on another podcast that I just could not talk about because I just thought it was funny. This isn't about like the news or politics or anything like that. It's just about bras, and I like silly stuff like this. And so this is a TikTok from a guy that makes custom bras.
Hell yeah.
And he's talking about you might have big old titties. And, I make bras the size of big old titties, too. So don't worry. If you're an O cup, a P cup, I make those. So let's check this out. There's some funny things about this guy that I want to point out here. All right.
Here we are at CC's Lingerie, MrBra.com. MrBra.com, we sell bras. We have every size you can imagine.
Now, first of all, this guy is a great salesman already. Like, I will say, I commend him because he's a great, he's like, I'm going to use TikTok to make some business. I'm going to get some business rolling. It's MrBra.com. And he repeats it, MrBra.com. We got so many bras. He's a great salesman.
I think this should be Working Crass' sponsor.
Mr. Bra, I'm going to reach out to Mr. Bra and see if he wants a podcast
We could do
sponsor.
ad reads.
Absolutely.
I would love to do ad reads for Mr. Bra.
Mr. Bra? Yeah. It's MrBra.com.
All sorts of foundation garments, okay? We sell bridal bras, lingerie, corsets, hard-to-fit bras, strapless, nursing home, maternity. We sell whatever type.
Nursing home. If your nursing home needs a bra.
We got bras for bitches in comas.
It's just weird to specify nursing home. I mean, you just say elderly, like.
If you're 105 years old, we got a bra that will go all the way down to your ankles.
This bra has a little attachment slip that you can slip your IV into. If you're in the hospital.
This bra also functions as a bedpan.
Now, this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part I want to point out here.
Okay.
Bra you could need here at MrBra.com. You want to find me. You want to get to know me. Yes, you do.
Now, that's my favorite. It's almost like someone's... Listen again to this specific thing. Hold on.
You want to get to know me. Yes, you do.
It's almost like he hears someone in his head. He's like, you want to get to know me. No, I don't. Yes, you do. He can hear the opposition in his head, and he's meeting it with, yes, you do.
How could you not want to meet Mr. Bra?
Exactly.
Bra.com. You want to find me. You want to get to know me.
Do I?
Yes, you do. I have so many bras. So many bras you can't believe. Bras here, bras there. I have every size. I have the best fitting bras. My bras go up to a P cup. LMNOP cup. Here we are. All the way. You come in, we get you fit. We've got everything for the customer. Everything for the customer. Let me tell you. These are
Okay, so his sales pitch is starting to slip here. Like, he's just kind of repeating it. We have a lot of bras. It would be good now to start to pull some out and start to describe, like, this is a specialty one for this type of person or this type of breast. But he's just kind of like, we got so many you won't believe. You want to get to know me. You want to like me. You want to have dinner with me. You want to take me out for a drink. You're gonna want these bras.
When you come into my store, you're gonna be hypnotized by the bras. There's so many bras, you'll stare into them, and then next thing you know, you're gonna want to go on a date with me.
You're gonna be floating through an eternal tunnel.
You're gonna be the Mrs. Bra.
Oh, man. You're going to be confused. You're going to be looking at my bras. You're going to be hypnotized. Your eyes will become swirls. You'll be flying through the universe towards another dimension of bras only.
You're going to be on a boat ride on a chocolate river surrounded by bras. Staring at a screen full of changing colors and creepy images.
Storm clouds will rise and it will rain bras from the sky. And you'll say, I wish I'd gotten to know Mr. Bra.
all bras. I have every size. I have it all on my website. Okay, all on my website. Here, you've got an O cup. We have an O cup. Here's an O cup. You need an O cup? I've got it. LMNOPO.
LMNOPO. Just in case you forgot where it goes in the alphabet.
Look at this. What do I have here? I've got a P cup. Can you believe it? A P cup. Who the heck has a P cup? MrBra.com. Here you are.
Nobody even buys it. Nobody physically has breasts this big, but just in case you do, MrBra.com.
Here's your basic P cup.
Holy shit.
Non-underwire. Non-underwire. You need a bra. You need to be fit. You need a good bra. You come to MrBra.com.
And I love that he does have like the measuring tape.
He's got the measuring tape around his neck. He's got a little, I think it's like a little apron.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks very old school. Like if I went to like a tailor or like a shoe cobbler back in the day, I think he has kind of a similar look.
I need to see your bare breasts in order to measure for the bra. Take your shirt off. Take the bra off. This is my next TikTok. I want to clarify. I have to see your bare breasts before I fit you for a bra.
Do you think this guy's connected? Like
to what?
The mafia?
Reality?
The mob? Yeah, both.
The mafia? I doubt it. No, this guy kind of seems sweet. He might be connected to like the North Pole. He might be Santa Claus. He is the Santa Claus of bras.
I don't know. I get vibes that at one point in time, he was walking down the street in a large trench coat, and he would open his trench coat, and there would just be racks and racks of bras.
You need a bra. I'm telling you now. He hates the free the nipple movement. No. You need a bra.
You need to put your nipples back in Mr. Bra's bras.
Quit freeing them. They need to be broad. And if you want to get them broad up, come on down to MrBra.com. That's MrBra.com. LMNOP. QRS, TUV, WX, Y, and Z. That's MrBra.com. And now he might be connected to like radio disc jockeys. He might have worked on the radio. I would listen to this guy on the radio. That's Mr. Bra, LMNOP.
I don't know. I just get vibes like these bras fell off the back of a truck.
See, I get vibes that my elves worked tirelessly to make these bras for you in the workshop. I don't feed the elves much. They just like working to make bras. Now, this one's been all over the news lately. If you've seen anything on anything, you've probably seen this or heard about the Canadian.
Well, speaking of somebody who might need to visit Mr. Bra.
No, these boobs are still too big for Mr. Bra. And what we're talking about is the Canadian high school transgender teacher who wore enormous prosthetic breasts underneath her tight T-shirt to class. So this all went viral through, I want to say TikTok or Twitter, but it starts with these, oh my God, just these images of this woman first. So, this woman. But, so this is a teacher at a high school.
A shop teacher, no less.
A shop teacher, which...
This is a person who's working around tools and heavy machinery.
Now, it's one thing to have, like, prosthetic breasts because you're a man who feels like you're a woman, but do they have to have hard nipples like that? Those are hard nipples. Those are very visible nipples.
These are definitely...
If this was just a cisgender woman teacher, I would be like, why isn't the school doing something about this?
Yeah, if it was a cisgendered woman teacher, I would be like, hey, here's a card for Mr. Broad. They come in P cups. They go LMNOQ. I just fucked up the alphabet. Mm-hmm. That's what a broken toe does to you. It messes with your brain. You can't think good no more.
But yeah, if this was my teacher, I wouldn't really, if I was in high school and this was my teacher, I wouldn't really have much of a problem with it, I don't think, because all of my friends would just leave class and laugh at them. Kayla Lemo is their name, by the way. Kayla Lemo.
They go by Kayla Lemo.
Yeah. And so,
or Lemieux. Maybe Lemieux.
Maybe. I'm going to say
it doesn't
Lemo.
really matter.
But I forgot what I was going to say. So let's see here. This was the original video, the shop class, which I guess doesn't really have audio.
No audio, but it features...
When I first saw this, I thought that the joke was going to be that, they don't know how to do shop. like they fucked something up and cut off their finger.
No, they're going to cut off one of them nips.
Now, I got to say, for a transgender teacher, pretty hot. If this was a strip club, I'd be very interested, but... It's a high school, so it's a little strange. And, of course, all of these videos come from students, which is great because, the students are just, laughing behind their back, Yeah.
There's no way any of them take this teacher seriously. This teacher can in no way discipline these kids.
Absolutely, yeah.
No way.
We would just be laughing constantly. Did you see Mr. Lemo? Dude, it's Mrs. Lemo. Yeah, it's Mr. Lemo. Those would be the jokes constantly.
Did you see Mr. Lemieux's giant tits?
Yeah.
Yeah, no way that they are taken seriously by their students. But, yeah, I'm just impressed that they don't cut off a nip when they're using that buzzsaw.
These pictures are just comedy. This is a comedy sketch for sure. That this is like an episode of South Park. But what's great is parents, obviously were like, what the fuck? This is who's teaching our children. Why are they allowed to wear giant breasts? You wouldn't allow a student to wear this. A student couldn't walk to school wearing this. It would be highly inappropriate, and they would kick the student out of school because it's a distraction to learning, right? And so parents reached out to the school. They were very, very mad. And the school reached out and they said, we're aware of discussion on social media and in the media regarding Oakville Trafalgar High School. What a stupid... Trafalgar. What a stupid name for a high school. We would like to take this opportunity to reiterate to our community that we are committed to establishing and maintaining a safe, caring, inclusive, equitable, and welcoming learning and working environment for all students and staff. Already, who wrote this?
But...
That's too many things. Am I wrong? We'd like to reiterate that our community, that we're committed to establishing and maintaining a safe, caring, inclusive, equitable, and welcoming learning and working environment for all students and staff. It's too much. It's too much. As a school within the Halton School District Board, Oakville Trafalgar High School recognizes the rights of students, staff, parents, and guardians and community members to equitable treatment without discrimination based upon gender identity and gender expression. Gender identity and gender expression are protected grounds under the Ontario Human Rights Code. Basically, they're saying, nice. They got some tweets here, too. But basically, they're saying that, yeah, we're not doing anything about this teacher. We're not going to discriminate against this teacher. This teacher is transgender. And so they have every right to have hard nipples at the school. Giant fake breasts.
Giant pea-cut breasts with hard nipples is part of their gender identity.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
What you don't understand is this teacher doesn't identify as a woman. They identify as a booby beast. And we have to allow the teacher to be a booby beast.
I gotta say, finally, a transgender woman who looks like a real woman. Just kidding.
And then, of course, people's responses are, I'm sorry, but this is hilarious and nothing you can say about it will change my mind. I want shop class to throw off the yoke of gender stereotypes as much as the next guy, but Oakville Trafalgar High School teacher Kayla Lameau in Oakville, Ontario might be taking things a tad too far. Guys, this is real. This is actually happening. Anyway. It's just like, why do they have to be that big? I know the answer. Sorry. For attention. I mean, clearly, when you look at this, do you think that this is a person who doesn't care whether or not they get attention?
No, I think this is a person that just wants to blend in.
The mask is a great touch, too. The mask under the nose.
Yeah. No, this is a person who just wants to, like, blend in.
Yeah. I just want to blend into a normal society. I just want to be a normal woman.
I want people to look at me and just, like, you know.
If you're listening to the podcast, not watching, you need to switch over to YouTube and watch.
Yeah.
You got to see these big old boobies.
Yeah. This is a trans woman with ginormous boobies with very, very hard nips with a blonde wig. And
it's like a Halloween costume.
Yeah. Also, those boobies have, like, they need Mr. Bra's help because they are literally sagging down to her, like...
Oh, they're, like...
below her belly button.
They're either side of her belly button. Yeah.
That's just terrible.
Yeah.
They should have big boobies, but have pride in your big boobies and lift them up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get them big old titties some support.
Go to MrBra.com.
The school's like, if you think that the shop teacher's titties are big, wait till you see the home ec teacher's testicles.
So if you're listening right now, thank you very much for listening to our podcast or watching our podcast. The best way to support Working Crass Podcast is to go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube page. That is our only chance of ever monetizing this thing because Instagram has shadow banned us and disabled our ability to take out ads and promote our content. We will still promote, our stuff. So if you want to see the stuff on Instagram that we share, like clips and when a new episode is out and all that good stuff, go follow us on Instagram at Working Crass Pod. But the number one way to support this podcast is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go look up Working Crass Podcast on YouTube and give us a nice little subscribe. That would be great. It's free to do. You don't have to pay anything. Maybe we'll do a Patreon in the future. It seems like we're probably going to move in that direction. But in the meantime, go subscribe to our YouTube page. Yeah. Now, we got a great Reddit story here that I have not shown you yet. Today I fucked up by getting way too drunk and being intimate with my grandfather.
Oh.
Now, this is a great Reddit story, okay?
I don't know. Okay.
Firstly, let me clarify that this did not happen today, but yesterday night. I'm glad they clarified because I thought it was today. I feel so ashamed, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do as of writing this. I also want to say that English isn't my first language, so I'm sorry if the grammar isn't perfect. Typical non-English speakers fucking their grandpas. I, 21 female, and my extended family had a family reunion yesterday because we hadn't seen each other in a long while. I was traveling with my mom and my stepbrother to meet up with my dad and his father at his apartment. Before I go on any further, I should mention that my dad isn't my biological father, and his dad, my grandpa, is quite young, 59 years old. My biological father left me when I was very little, and I have no contact with my family on his side. So anyways, everything was going smoothly that evening. We were having a few drinks and laughs when my mom just suddenly felt unwell and had to go lay down. As this was kind of late in the evening, my dad decided to go with her. At this point, there was only me and my grandpa left at the dinner table. My brother had to go to bed early because he had early football practice in the morning. I don't know who started it, but I know both me and him had too much to drink. And he started talking about his youth and how he used to try to pick up girls at the bar. I don't know why, maybe because I was wasted or something, or the fact that we were sitting in a very dimly lit room, but he started to look more attractive, especially when he was talking about his youthful days. I can't believe I'm telling you this. He started to look a little handsome. As I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I made the first move, but I do remember this. That means you made the first move. I don't know if I made the first move, but I think I did grab his dick.
Oh, I liked earlier when she's like, I don't know what it was. Was it the dim lighting? Was it the drinks? Was it the lack of a father present in my life? But my grandpa was starting to look really hot.
As I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I made the first move, but I do remember us sneaking up to his bedroom, giggling, and us making out in his bed. And not so much after that. When I woke up... Oh, God, what does that mean? I do remember making out in his bed. Not so much after that.
Oh.
Not a lot of memory after that. Just, a couple thrusts. Here and there. When I woke up, I was alone, and this feeling of sudden remorse and guilt hit me. It all felt like a horrible fever dream. I was afraid of what would happen if my parents found out. I found out a couple hours ago that my grandpa had told my parents that I had fallen asleep in his bed in my drunken slumber yesterday. So he let me sleep in his bed, and he had slept on the couch. The plan was originally for me to sleep on the couch. I do not know what I will do if anyone finds out about this. This is obviously a throwaway account, and no one on my family is on Reddit as far as I know. This is by far the worst thing I've ever done, and it probably could ruin our family. I'm writing this at home, and it's going to be really awkward in any future visits to my grandpa. Wow. That's a 21-year-old female with her 59-year-old grandpa. I mean, when I was 21, I was pretty wild, but I didn't fuck my grandpa.
Me neither. Although...
Here's the thing, though, is like grandparents, they're, horny. They don't get any. You're 59 years old. You're not getting any pussy anymore.
Well, I don't know. They say, like, if you go to, like, old folks' home, people are getting around like rabbits.
Yeah, but that's other old people. No one wants to fuck other old people.
You mean youngins don't want to be fucking the old people?
No. I'm saying that the old people don't want to fuck old people. No one wants to fuck old people, even when you get older. I promise you, 100%, this 59-year-old grandpa is watching 18-year-old porn. All 59-year-old grandpas are watching 18-year-old porn. 100%. Well, the younger and tighter the body, the more attractive the woman always.
Well, this 21-year-old is definitely watching gilf porn.
Oh, definitely. It's possible that this 21-year-old girl is attracted to older men, but I'm saying men are attracted to younger women always, no exceptions. And if they say that there's an exception, they're lying. They're lying through their teeth. It is just what it is. I mean, why do you think I date you? You're 31 years old, but you look like you're 14. So
trust me, I have questioned that.
Well, hey, you confirmed your birth date for me. I said, great, we're in the green. But I mean, am I wrong about this? I'm just saying. I bet if you were to like go through Pornhub data, all ages of men watch only young women. There's not really a lot of like gilf porn.
I don't know. I bet there's also a weird, fetishy thing for like
for young people, for old people,
for dudes who like old women.
But this is why guys like Leonardo DiCaprio like literally dump their girlfriends when they turn 24 and they're like, you're a little too old for me now. Like, and then they keep dating young women. This is why men who have ridiculous amounts of money will constantly trade in their girlfriends for younger models and their wives for younger models, because the younger, the better.
I've been seeing a lot of articles specifically about the Leonardo DiCaprio thing, where he's like dating young, like 27-year-olds.
Of course he is.
As soon as they turn 28, goes on to the next one.
Yes.
And it's always written from the perspective that he's taking advantage of them and he's the bad guy in this. But why is it never like questioning, well, why is the young lady interested in dating somebody 20 to 30 years older than she is?
Could it be because they get to live in his mansion and have all the money in the world? And also that he's like an attractive guy. Like he's like he still looks pretty young. He's an attractive actor. He has a lot of power and status, and women are attracted to power and status.
Oh, yeah. No, I think all those things are definitely the reasons. I'm just saying it's always written from that perspective whenever they talk about an older dude dating a younger woman. It's always he's the bad guy, she's being exploited, but they never question like, well, why is she interested in dating somebody so much older than her?
Well, because the new school of thought is that women have no agency.
Well, no, they have agency except in every instance where they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're full of agency, but yet they lack it in all aspects of their life.
Yep.
And you're right. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Anytime anything bad happens, they had no agency. It was all the man's fault.
Yep.
Anytime anything good happens, it had nothing to do with men providing that opportunity for them. Yeah. It has everything to do with the decisions that the woman made.
Strong, powerful, stunning, brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is this okay for a 21-year-old girl to fuck her 59-year-old? Okay, just to be clear, she didn't say she fucked him, but she also did say they made out in his bed and don't remember much after that, and they were drunk.
That's code for they hooked up.
I mean, at least a hand job or at least a touch of the penis, you know?
And this person remembers.
Oh, yeah.
They know.
Oh, yeah.
They know. This is just the write-up.
Absolutely.
They're trying to come off a little coy. No, I think, here's the thing. If they had an intimate moment with a random older man, perfectly fine.
Yes.
But the fact that this is a family member, you're
blood related.
Not blood related, but it's still going to create family tension.
I love that the not blood related was thrown in early in this.
Oh, yes.
Just so you know, it's not biological. He's just like my grandpa. Just call him grandpa, but he's not like blood related, but I did fuck him.
But it's like you're creating complications for your family dynamic.
Yeah.
It's not a wise thing to do, even if they're not blood related to you.
Yeah. Well, I just thought this would be interesting to read because I jerked off to it a bunch, but I just thought it would be interesting to read because this gave me a huge boner, but I just thought this would be a good one. I didn't mean to put this in the list of things to read on the podcast. I meant to throw this in my spank bank. Now, to wrap up this episode of the podcast here, I wanted to talk about abortion, and I want to have fun with it. Everyone that talks about abortion, they get like angry and they fight, and it's either you're a murderer or you're controlling my body. It's always like it's just too heated, and we don't have fun with abortion anymore. We don't have a little goose and little ha-has about like abortion anymore.
Yeah, I used to remember the days when you could talk about abortion. It could all just be shenanigans and hijinks.
Just funny and goofy, People go, at the dinner table, you go, hey, abortion, and everyone go, boing, boing. Aruga. It just used to be a rip snorting time, But you know how it is. Everything that's going on with abortion. But Stacey Abrams, who says a lot of funny things because she's a comedian. I mean, a Democratic politician. And she, I guess, was talking about abortion recently. And keep in mind, before you watch this, I just want to remind you that it's the right-wingers who are conspiracy theorists. It's the right-wingers who come up with crazy conspiracies and believe in things that are completely false. It's the right-wingers that are following fake news.
Yeah.
The leftists, they know the truth, right? They've done their research on this. They know what's happening. And Stacey Abrams has done her research.
Yep.
She knows what the difference between a clump of cells in your body and an actual newborn human being is. She knows. So listen to her.
Because the Democrats, they follow the science.
They follow the science. That's the thing about being a Democrat, is that you follow the science. Always. Always. No exceptions.
You believe in the science, you follow it, you love it, you worship at its altar.
And these, Republicans that are like, oh, abortion is murder. They're anti-science. They don't like science.
Anti-science.
They're too dumb. They're rednecks. They can't even read the science. They wrote the books on the science, and they get rid of everything about abortion that's true.
There's a bunch of conspiracy theorists. They're brainless, mindless. They're just spreading false lies about trans teachers with giant boobies being CIA operations.
That's right. That's correct. I forgot that was something else. The lady with the boobies. I should have pulled that up. Alex Jones. If you get a chance, go pull up Alex Jones.
Go look into the conspiracy related to the giant booby teacher.
The giant booby teacher. Alex Jones says the giant booby teacher is a CIA operative. Now that's funny.
Operation Tiggle Bitties.
All right, we've prefaced this way too much. Let's see Stacey Abrams.
Get to your Stacey Abrams clip.
All right, here we go.
There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body away from her.
Now, I love all of the people around her nodding, yes, this is so true. Let's listen to that again now that I got this full screen here.
There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body away from her.
Now, here's the thing. If you are pregnant, right, you go to the doctor, you've been 6 weeks pregnant, and the doctor plays you a sound of the heartbeat of that child. It's not real.
No, it's another doctor in the back, a recording of them beating a bongo.
Making a fake
They're beating
beat.
a timpani drum.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I mean, this is hilarious. There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It's a manufactured sound created to take control away from women's bodies, to give men control of women's bodies. And all these people sitting around, It's a thing that sounds right to them, but there's no evidence behind it at all. That's insane. I mean, that's hilarious. It's just funny that, it's the right-wingers who are the conspiracy theorists. But no, the heartbeat you hear actually isn't a heartbeat. It's a manufactured sound. The doctors are just making it up. And by the way, we should trust doctors and listen to doctors until they start making up the sound of your heartbeat inside of your belly. That makes no sense.
Yeah, you should trust doctors. You should listen to what they say. But any audio recordings that they give you, they're going to be lies.
They're lies.
Those people love to manipulate audio recordings.
It's just wild. That is such a wild claim just to make your point. Look, it's
like, that's not the heartbeat. That's an audio recording of the Roots percussionists.
Look, I just wish the argument was honest, right? Like Louis C.K.'s bit about abortion where it's he's like, yeah, it's a little bit killing a baby. I just think that, women should be allowed to kill their babies. And it's just thank you. That's honesty. It's yeah, it's killing a baby, but, I just think that some women should be allowed to kill their babies. That's okay. That's where we start with the conversation. But it's like, let's pretend it's not even a baby, and let's pretend what you see and hear and think isn't reality, and let's live in an alternate reality world so that you'll do what I want as opposed to what they want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's very weird, very, very weird. But yeah, all right. That's this one. What did you learn today?
I learned today that Mike Myers is currently filming a new comedy movie about a giant-breasted shop teacher at a high school in Canada. It's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
It may be part of the Austin Powers franchise. And I think everybody should check it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, visit MrBra.com.
Yeah.
Because you can never be without enough support on them titties.
I'd still think if that big titty teacher went to Mr. Bra, he'd be like, you know what? I don't have a bra this size.
We only go up to P.
That's a Z if I've ever seen one. I learned that well, I learned that if you are pregnant and you hear the heartbeat of your child at 6 weeks, that's a manufactured sound. It's actually a small doctor hiding inside of your belly who wants to take away your rights as a woman.
It's just a small, teeny, tiny little doctor that's playing a drum kind of like the Energizer Bunny.
Dum, 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 dum. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.